Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. I'm just going to make this real quick because Cowboys being 1-2 is not fun. Losing to the Ravens, not fun. Credit to them. Lamar Jackson gets to 21-1 versus the NFC, 28-25 victory over the Cowboys. They were up 28-6, kind of took their gas off a little bit in the fourth quarter, but we showed some heart and we came back and dropped 19 and we were right there until there was 3 minutes to go, and then we give the football back because we can't stop the run. We're not a physical football team. Um, we are toast schematically. We're outdated with our coaching staff. Those guys are stuck a decade ago and they're cooked. I'll get to that in a second. You got certain individuals on this team who, do make a lot of money, are big time players, but lack emotional control and maturity. Yes, I'm talking about 88. Yes, I'm talking about Micah Parsons, and that whole thing going on between him and DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't give a fuck whose fault it is. Somebody needs to take accountability. Get it right. This is embarrassing. People are running the ball down your throat in the NFL. This is the National Football League. And you want to talk about being contenders, want to talk about being some of the highest paid defensive players in the league. Every single time y'all on defense, y'all give up 6. And it's not just from Baltimore. It's the Saints game. Or you give up a crucial situation. The Ravens could have had a lot more points today, but they let it off the gas. The Saints last week didn't. And the fact that nothing looked fixed, and I get it. You're going up against Todd Monken. Lamar's the most unique player in the league to prepare for. There's a reason why he is 21-1 against the NFC. I completely understand. But y'all cannot give it up like that. And you look goofy giving it up to Derrick Henry as an organization when you didn't want to sign him for minimal dollars. And another team that's actually serious about winning and serious about competing does, and comes into Dallas and runs the ball down your fucking throat. So you can talk to me about, highest paid players and uh, whatever in terms of certain individual players, but this is a whole organizational problem, and it's been an organizational problem since we lost the playoffs. I mean, it's nothing new. The lack of physicality, the lack of discipline, and the lack of a modernized scheme, especially offensively. But you can't play football with that type of defensive line. The defensive line we have, there are certain guys that are not NFL players right now or should not be in an NFL rotation out there. The reason why I believe Mike Zimmer is cooked is I was promised better linebacker play. I don't see it at all. I think it's actually gotten worse than the Dan Quinn, Marquise Bell safety guys at linebacker, because they weren't missing tackles like this. This is egregious. You can't even get teams now into situations where you have any type of pass rush where you can do what you did in the Cleveland game, right? Essentially, be efficient on first and second down and get people into situational downs where they have to throw. Well, you're making it impossible, especially against teams like this. Now, y'all are fake tough guys, so you're going to go and ball out against Giants and people in the division and all this type of stuff. But when it comes to everything needing to be better, including Dak Prescott, and look, I understand, brother, it's hard playing quarterback with rookies on the line. It's hard when your receiver's being an emotional bitch and throwing fits. It's hard when you have no running game and all of that. But you also got to step up like everybody else. And Dak did step up at the end of the game and actually caught fire, but too many misses. Too many missed opportunities early on to where, he could have squeezed a little bit more out of it. But then again, when you do get the ball to CeeDee Lamb and he fumbles inside the 10-yard line, those are points that are now missing at the end of the game. And CeeDee, I'm more saying he's acting like an emotional. He's obviously not a bitch. He's a tough guy. He's a badass football player. But I think he's probably been impacted by the OU curse this week. But when you're acting like that after you fumble, you look like an emotional little bitch. Like that's frustrating. And the body language is not cool when you're supposed to be a leader on the team. It's supposed to be guiding guys instead of pointing fingers. Or at least if we're gonna turn up and get back on the field and lock in. It seems like turn up, clapping your hands, and then ball gets on you and it's a drop. Multiple drops today. So, I mean, now it goes all the way to the top because your owner, again, didn't want to sign Derrick Henry, didn't want to pay for a running back, didn't want to make the team better in the offseason, do what he needed to do in free agency. If you took care of those guys, but instead we like to play games and string things out, and we look like a team that didn't have a great camp. We look like a team that didn't have all our guys engaged in camp. And we're not a serious organization about winning. We're a serious organization when it comes to entertainment, being interesting. And we will certainly provide you that. But in terms of actually winning, if they were serious about winning, Mike McCarthy wouldn't be the head coach. They would understand that he's washed, he's running an archaic system. There's no rubs, there's no motion. Everything is isolated. Everything is very Jason Garrett-ish. Go win outside and beat your man. The quarterback's got to manual everything. It's now, yes, the offense looks the best in the 2-minute because that's when the least involvement is from the coaching staff. And they don't have to think, they can just go out there and play. So if they were serious, they would go and find one of these young, innovative minds on offense or defense and let them run the organization. But they never give those guys a chance. But those are the guys that are having the turnarounds in the leagues and moving their organizations forward that come from real coaching trees. So, there's a lot of frustration around to share. Some guys fall today. Again, it was good to have Jake Ferguson back and some of the other guys, Jalen Tolbert starting to show some things. Turpin had a much better game at receiver this week. So those things, I guess, are encouraging. But every week, if I'm going to have to come into a game with no run game, which means no play action, and I'm just throwing into shell coverage, cloud coverage, and trying to jam balls in there because that's all we really got, there's no separation, then we're going to throw for a lot of yards, we're going to have a lot of turnovers, and we're going to have a lot of frustrating weeks like this. If you can't stop people from running and you can't run yourself, you are running yourself out of hope. And you should not be even in the discussion. So y'all let me know what you think. I think, it is what it is with this team at this point. Until they're serious about building organizational structure through the coaching staff and getting modernized in terms of what football is in 2024, which is not this, then they're not serious about winning moving forward. So y'all let me know. Peace.